Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Bloodborne. So, turns out that to get the bell, you need insight. And to get in, there's a few different ways to get insight. Including the first time you see a boss, and then there are items that you can get that also give you insight. So, the first time that you get insight is technically supposed to be when you first enter the fight against the first boss, which I guess technically there are two bosses that you could fight first. Now, the one that we're going for doesn't have any items along the way to it, but the other boss, which is in this, I guess they're not in the sewers, but you do have to go through the sewers to get to them. They have a couple of items along the way, at least one anyway, apparently, that increases your insight. So I need to go back this way, so we'll draw this guy out. Come on, I know you want me. Yeah, come on. See, now the reason I'm doing this is because there's two of them. And as you can tell, even like with the upgrade, because until you can upgrade yourself, like obviously once you can upgrade, these guys are fairly easy to deal with. And as you can see, the cheese move still works. They do still get stuck in the door, but there are some attacks that they can sneak through the door that are a little bit of a pain. I don't think that any of the attacks will force them through the door. Like there are some games where you can do stuff similar to this, but then certain attack animations will actually force them through the doorway. Like they'll force the collision to go through. There you go. Boom. Done. Like I said, it's very much a cheese move. They give you a lot of health vials. So I think it's mainly these two that give you a lot of health vials, just because they're the first two that you fight that aren't severely hurt, and they have because they're full health, they have a little bit wider move set than the first one there that you fight. Let's see, there's that one. It's over here, right? Yeah. Okay, so this here is the, I guess, back door, maybe, if that's what you want to call it, to the sewers. Now, I don't remember, what the hell's this ladder for? What a pointless ladder. I can get over to this door, but that doesn't... I can break this shit, though. Oh, what is this? Where the fuck am I? Oh, I'm just right back where I was, duh. Now I feel stupid. Alright, anyway, I guess that would make sense if they would make it you able to come back. So this, I guess, would technically be... I don't know if this would be considered the second area of the game or not. It's definitely not supposed to be the first area. But I actually, come to think of it, the first boss that we're going to fight, not actually 100%, because the first boss that you fight, generally, is actually in a dead end. Like, there's not actually anything past them. So I'm not sure if you even have to fight that one. Okay, so I think you still get... Yeah, you do. So these are kind of like the, I don't know what to call them. Villagers? Huntsmen? I don't know. Hunters, maybe? No, because I guess you're the hunter, not those guys. Whatever. They're like slightly upgraded versions of the regular bad guys. They work more or less the same way. They're just a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. There's nothing too special about them. They are obviously harder to deal with, and as you can tell, since we're on like walkways like this, that guy is... What the hell is he even using? So like they're a little bit harder, but not much. Once again, as long as like it's one-on-one, you're pretty solid for dealing with them. If possible, try and fight them like on these little bridges in the middle just because there's railings on them, and it'll limit the limit your chances of accidentally dodging off of the place. You won't well, you might die from that fall, especially without any like upgrades yet. Okay, that was a weird long build up to stab the ground with a torch. And yeah, as you can tell, certain ones, just like the regular villagers, certain ones have a little bit more health than that. Certain ones are a little bit stronger than others. But overall, they're not too bad. Actually, one of the reasons why I wanted to, why I've been debating playing this game is because, like, every time somebody does something about, like, games that are hard, bosses that are hard, stuff that, you know, things that made us rage, but they always bring up a From Software game, right? And I played Dark Souls 1, 2, and Bloodborne. I got all the achievements in all of them, obviously, except for the DLC in Bloodborne here. But, you know, we'll correct that once we get to the point. Because I think I'll do that just, like, as soon as we get to it. Like, as soon as the option is available to go to the DLC, I'll do it, although I don't, maybe. If it'll be a while before we get it, so if I get people, oh fuck me, that was a ladder there. So like if we get people saying no, wait until the end, because I mean, unlike Dark Souls, you can make a copy of your save file, which is how I got all the trophies, because there's a trophy for seeing all 3 endings. I think there's just 3, right? Yeah, I think there's just 3. So like I just made a save right before the end, because it all takes place right at the end. Like it's not something that you have to do earlier in the game. It's just, well, there is. To get the final ending, you do have to collect some items. I should be fine if I just go. You do have to collect some items, but now there is, oh, and the other thing about Insight is there's a lot of people that are like when I first played through this game, I looked up a lot of stuff online, and there was a lot of people that are like, oh, don't, try and keep your Insight low, right? Like, you don't want to have a bunch of Insight because it makes certain aspects of the game harder, right? But I always just, like, I think, I don't remember, there is a max amount of Insight you can have, I think. And I think I never bothered to, because there are certain things, I don't remember exactly what it is, but there are certain things that you do that can decrease your Insight, and I never bothered doing any of them. I always just went ahead, left it. I think the main thing is there's a certain status effect. I don't remember what it's called, but the higher your Insight is, the more it affects you. I think like the faster it builds up or something, but I don't remember what it does. And since, you know, I did get all the trophy, or, you know, since I did get the platinum in this, it obviously wasn't enough of a deal for me to bother remembering what it was, so, I mean, there's that. Now, I do believe that there is, oh god. Yeah, correct. Oh, I hit the dodge button. Now, give me some back up that. Yeah, alright. Thankfully, like, because here's the thing about the From Software games, everybody's like, they're so hard. They are hard, but they're fair. Like, that attack there that guy just did. Yes, there it is. There are so many games where, like, that third attack that he did would have had, like, a longer range. Like, it wouldn't have just been, like, the 3 attacks and I could get out of range and be done. It would have been, like, the 2 attacks that I was out of range of, and then the third attack, he would, like, lunge forward a bit. But they don't do that in these games. Like, their attacks, all their attack patterns that make there are some enemies that do stuff similar to that, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Now, I want to say that there's something else. Because I want to say that you want to drop, oh, there it is. Just say you want to drop down somewhere here. This armor, by the way, is like, it's more or less your base armor. But unlike in Bloodborne, more so than Dark Souls, your armor isn't as important. Nice. Like, if we look at it, like, I think the first stat is, yeah, it's physical defense 20 to 50. And it's like 50, 50, 40, 50, 20, 50, 30, whatever, right? All your resistances and that. Frenzy, maybe Frenzy is the one. And Beasthood maybe is Insight, maybe not. I don't know. But those are the main stats. And I think like 110 might be like the highest you get because you don't upgrade your armor in this game. Like, it makes more of a difference in... I'm just checking the tops to see if there's anywhere else to fall down. Where is it? All right. I think I can drop down over here and not die, but I'm not... I'll see if there's anywhere to drop down. Because like in Dark Souls and that, obviously, the armor isn't like hugely differential. Like, you can basically go through the game with any of the armor sets. Like with any armor that you so choose. But the fact that you can upgrade it means that like this armor that's better at resisting X damage, you know, like every time you upgrade that armor, it'll resist it more and more. Whereas in this one here, yes. Oh God. I gotta be careful here because I gotta make sure I'm in whip mode. Because I got these things here, which as you can tell, they're, I don't know, it's like they're missing their legs or some shit. Yeah, their legs are gone. And they can... Well, I don't think these ones can leap at you. Like, they look about as pathetic as the crows do, but the crows leap at you, and I don't think these guys can do that. But, like, since you don't upgrade that, I think 110 is, like, the highest of any resistance that one piece of armor will give you. And, okay, that wasn't actually the thing of jumping at me. That was one of the dead bodies. And I think I ended up at the end of, like, well, we'll see once I switch that character, which by the looks of it now, since I'm going through this area first, probably won't be until next week. I'll probably finish the first boss, well, not tomorrow, but Friday, depending on how long this takes me. And then we'll switch to, because I think, because obviously I already had insight in that, and I didn't bother, because the first time I played through this, I did summon help on a couple of the bosses, but for the most part, I didn't. I just left it and did everything solo. But it wasn't too bad. There was just a couple bosses that gave me problems. And to get the platinum, by the way, you also have to go through... Is this where this can't be where I just came from, right? No. The chalice dungeons. There's chalices that you pick up. All of them are completely optional. I don't actually remember. I think that you get some stuff in them. They're more or less randomized dungeons. And I went through all of those as well. Although I do believe that there was a couple of bosses in those as well that I also had to get help on. One was actually just basically a stronger version of one of the bosses that I got help on in like the main game, so that doesn't really surprise me. But I will say I did manage to defeat like the final, because I think all the dungeons themselves are randomized. I don't know how randomized. It might just be the room layout. Oh, there's the madman's knowledge. That's what increases your insight. Okay, so if I maybe manage this time. What's he talking about? Shit. Oh. Aha. Sneak attack, bitch. There isn't too many enemies you can manage that with. A lot of them will turn around and spot you. Oh wow, this door is fucking glowing.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity.
Alright. Anyway, but yeah, it wasn't too bad to do it all by myself, or mostly by myself. Anyway, there was, like I said, there was only a couple bosses. There was even one boss I got help on and then stuck around for a little bit, and because oh, right here. Oh, I remember this. Goes by device. Yeah. Oh, this is where. Yeah. Okay, I know where this is.
I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Please will you look for my mum? Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs, and when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Alright. So that'll come into play during the boss that's at the end of this.
Oh, it's so...
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. Now I think... Like, this leads back. Now, I think that other, like, at the bottom of that ladder where it leads is... If I go back this way... assuming that guy's still banging on the door. I'm not actually sure what makes that guy turn around. Because, like, he does turn around and he goes up those stairs that I just came down over there. But I don't remember exactly what causes him to do it. Like, obviously, if you go over there and try and backstab him, he'll come down. Or he'll turn around and start going, but... Alright, this dog. Bad dog. Put you down like Cujo. Well, this is technically like the easiest way to get echoes. You also need one insight to use those echoes, unfortunately, for upgrading purposes and that. Now, I think this is the front entrance, and it and this should lead us to the bottom of that other ladder that we were just at. You also want to break like everything and all of these things, because you never know when there might be like an item or another doorway or something that you can go through. It's is there anybody up? Doesn't look like there's anybody on the top. No, it doesn't look like there's anybody up here, but I do get to see down there. Not actually seeing too many people down there either, but I imagine they're there. Which is another thing that I like about the From Software games, is they don't rely on what a lot of video games rely on, which is just, here's all the enemies in the world and I deal with it. They're like, here's one enemy, and if you have to fight three of them, it's like, here's one enemy who isn't too bad, but if you have to fight three, you're pretty fucked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody just shot at me. But I'm not 100% sure about that, or from where it came. Alright, I think... I think I do this. There it is. Okay, so there. Now that item will be available once I get down there. And... see how that's the nice thing about the whip, because like whenever you use an attack, your character does step forward. So like when you have like the saw blade and the axe, It's you have to aim like right at it because, like I said, all the weapons in this game does have like some little AOE around them, but the whip definitely has like the most. Oh, whoops. Fucking PlayStation controller, man. Buttons are, like, the triggers are way too easy. And I think there's, yeah. Because I do believe that our first, like, non-house bound NPC, yeah, there she is. Crow lady, right?
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
So the bold hunter's mark is the same as the homeward bones in Dark Souls. They allow you to warp back to your checkpoint without losing your echoes.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
Yeah. I'm actually not sure. Oh, right, because personal effects, that's like a separate. I don't actually know how to do the emotes. So now technically you can fight her right here and kill her, and I think there are certain items that you get throughout the game that opens up new options in the store. And I think if you fight her right now, you get the item that unlocks her gear. Like, you can get her, like, that's what most of the items are, like what that drop. There are some that you get off of hunters, either that you fight or that you find, and if they're and if just go down there, thank you. That didn't do too much damage, but I also don't know if there's a way for you to get back up, so I'm not too worried about you. I'm not sure if enemies can... Well, I mean, obviously those other guys can climb ladders, because we saw them climb ladders, but... Hey, buddy, come on. No jump attack for you, good. And goodbye. But also, all of these NPCs that you find, if you complete their quest chains, you'll also get the item that unlocks their stuff in the shop. And my secondary weapon on my other character is actually it's actually her weapons. They're still like an agility weapon, like the way my character's built, I think, because like the reason why like my Bloodborne character is actually probably a lot closer to the way like other people play it than any of my Dark Souls characters are, is because the item drops in this game are just like healing items and bullets and that, and there isn't really like weapons and armor that you can get as drops. I didn't bother to spend extra time anywhere. Like in Dark Souls 1 and 2, I spent a lot of extra time in every area just farming enemies to try and get like the weapon and armor drops for each area and whatnot, whereas that's not a thing in this one. So I just kind of advanced. I think the only time I ever really like grinded anything out was when I needed to restock on healing potions. I think that's more or less the only reason that I bothered. Okay, so now it looks like the bottom right there. So there's some rats in there. I think that's one of them. There's rats there. There's a guy. Oh, that's the guy knocked down. More rats. I don't see... Oh, God. I'm gonna have to, like, climb back up here and drop down the other side, aren't I? Oh, well. The fact that enemies don't respawn outside of, like, just randomly is nice. Oh, God. Ah, fuck. I did not expect the rats to come out. And I shouldn't have had the whip. I should have had the cane out, not the whip. Oh, well. Oh, well. No biggie. But yeah, so like my other character is, I think, because I looked at the save and I loaded it up just to make sure that I was right about the, like, where I was in the game, and I was. And I think it said that my other character is 151, which is obviously pretty good. Now, I could use the item there to gain insight now, but obviously I don't have any echoes to spend because I lost them all. So there's no point in me bothering to do that. Oh, there's a faster, because the dogs are over here, right? Like the entrance to the place is just over here, correct? Like I'm not getting my areas confused or anything, am I? I am not. Good. You zip it. So do you. Nope. Yeah, okay, so there's the doorway over there. So now I think if... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say, if we go check with Aileen again, Aileen, whatever, she might be gone now, but I'm actually not 100% certain of that. And I haven't picked up any more shards, have I? Like bloodstone shards? I don't think so. Oh wait, those guys are still cut down, right? Yes, okay, good. I was gonna say there was more enemies. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I understand why there's no stealth in these games, but it's weird that, you know, there is. Oh yeah, I guess he was the one who wasn't. Give me those or whatever back. Dumbass. Oh, blood echoes retrieved. I didn't even have to go down to the rats to get them, which is good, because I wasn't actually sure who got the final hit on me. So drop over here this time. And it is nice that at least when you lock on, your weapons do, you know, change somewhat. Like there are a few games where like your weapons just hit straight in front of you. Like, so if your enemy would be up on a box just like that little bit, then that would be that. Like it just like, oh, saw spear. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say that's one of the starting weapons, but no, it's a saw blade. That's the starting weapon. The saw spear is more or less the same thing, except obviously it changes into a spear instead of a sword. Those two there. I don't know if those, because a lot of rats seem to be down there when I drop down. Lead me to believe that more than just... Nope. It's just those ones. Alright. Well, yeah, there's another Madman's Knowledge. Whether or not... I don't know if I'll bother using both of them. I don't... Like I said, I don't really remember what the insight does for you. I know it changes some stuff. Like, I know that there's a boss that you fight that has ads with him. And, okay, now where the fuck am I here? Is this the pit with the, all the dead guys? Or there's a pit full of... That's a different... Nope, wait. Nope, never mind. That is this place. Alright. No, that is this place, which means if I go back up here, I can go back around and grab that other item. I don't remember. I vaguely remember that area. Anyway, Oh, wait, no, that's right, because I didn't actually do that area yet. Yeah. And then we got the crows over there, which I don't need to bother with. Got the big guy there. Which... What? Why the hell would that crow even bother? He is so far away, but I don't have to worry about it right now. You also gotta be careful that you don't get too close. Because you can't, like, if you touch them, they obviously know that you're there. I think these guys always drop blood vials. I don't think it's like a random drop for them. I think it's just a standard, like, hey, we drop blood. So they're actually not bad to farm either once you get a little bit stronger for it. Okay, so this is where I need to be correct. Yes, alright. Oh wait, no, this is... Oh wait, yeah, never mind. This is it. I don't remember what I was talking about now. I was saying something. Fuck, I don't remember now. Really don't. Anyway. How long? We should be able to make it through the sewers here. I don't think it's called sewers, though. I think it has a different name, but I'm just gonna stick with sewers. There's rats in it, so who cares, right? Oh, that guy dropped item for me. Alright, cool. I think the items don't appear until after, like, they're fully dead. Like, let's see, where? Okay, let me make sure I look where I'm going here. Let's see, where the rats are there and there. So if I drop down over here... Oh, right, insight. I remember, yeah, there's one boss that has ads, but if you go into the fight and then lose your insight, which I don't remember how you do it, and then go back into the fight, the ads will be gone. Because you only get insight from going for the first time that you enter a boss fight. Not any times after that. So like the first time that you enter the boss fight, even if you have 0 insight, you'll get 1 insight for entering the boss fight. So you can't, like the first time you fight them, you can't help but have an insight. But it's kind of... Oh, wait a minute. Is there... but it's not that hard of a fight anyway, and I don't remember if how much insight you have determines how many ads they get. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. I know that if you have 0 insight, then there are 0 ads, but I don't remember if, like, it changes any more than that. Oh, here comes the big guy, or bigger guy. Man, it'll be so nice when I have, like, actual stamina to do stuff with. Like, I think that might be more than even just, like, the damage isn't as high as my other character. It's that I can't, like... Obviously, once, like, my damage was starting to go up less and less, I just buffed the fuck out of my stamina. Like, my health and stamina bars are, compared to what they are right now on this character, they're fucking huge on my other character. Like, because, you know, once my weapon was strong enough to, like, just tear through pretty much anything I came across, it's like, all right, now let's make sure that if they hit me, it doesn't hurt quite as much. It's like, it's just like, oh, man, I just keep this up all day. I'll just fucking smack them around. Okay, so this is where I started, but now do I want... what is it? Or is this... Oh! This is the, Oh, wait, and there's also still an enemy left over there. Huh. Yeah, this is where we first came down. Okay. So that's there. So now I do want to go around. This way. Hello, crows. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Like I said, the whip, like a couple of playthroughs I watched. Apparently, a lot of people use the saw blade and the hunter's axe, and not too many actually use the threaded cane for some reason. I don't know. In the playthrough that... Oh god, where the fuck did you come from? Oh, goodbye. In the playthrough that I watched, he used... I want to say he started with the hunter's axe, but ended with a big wheel thing. Or he started to use the... Like, there was like a big wheel thing or something that he had. But then like a bunch of people in his comments were bitching about him using it, because apparently that was another weapon that like a lot of people, once they found it, that's all they used, because it was like, to be fair, it seemed to be a fairly overpowered weapon, but the strength weapons in this game, like the threaded cane is a skill-based weapon, which all that means is like what stat you upgrade to make it stronger, or to increase the damage it does. It's not like skill actually means you have to be more skilled with it. Although it does, technically. Because, like, he was a strength character. He was a strength build, right? And pretty much every weapon he had staggered enemies, like, by a great deal. Like, when he had the wheel, he was staggering motherfuckers like you wouldn't believe. Like, it was ridiculous how easily he was staggering everything. Do I want all the way up here? I feel like I don't. This is not... Is it? It might be. It's gotta be, right? Like, there's... Ugh. I don't know. Whatever. I think I just end up going back. I'm just making a loop anyway. That's not where I want to be. Ow, fuck you. Right. And yeah, like, watching him play through it, it's like, I get it, but even then, like, I don't remember what weapon he switched to afterwards. But he switched to a different weapon, but obviously it was still a strength-based weapon. And it was still, like, staggering. Like, every hit would stagger every opponent. Like, even, like, the big guys, if he hit them with it, they would get staggered. Like, it's not like him using a different weapon changed it a huge amount. So far, in reality, the only weapon that I can think of where... it really changes the playstyle, the transformation. Like, obviously the cane does, because it's a very short-range weapon. And then with, like, when you have it out, you know, you don't have, like, your standard heavy attack, but it's a lot more AoE in that. It's like, for the purposes of that, it's a fairly different playstyle. I don't know why I came over here, actually. I got the item off the top. Oh, right. I just wanted to see if there's anything else on top of the beams, but there is not. Do I buy? I'll be fine if I do this. Only does a little bit of damage. But other than that, like, most of the weapons, when you change their form, it changes your attack patterns. Yes, but overall, it's still more or less the same tactic that you have to employ using that weapon. Drop down over here, because that stupid crow, I think, is down here somewhere. And obviously all of these fuckers are on. Now, I think, actually, like, a solid Molotov will take out, like, all of these guys. Because for the most part, the enemies in this game are kind of, you know, like, they don't actually have, like, that many, like, elemental things, you know? Ow, what the fuck? They do have some, but for the most part it's fire. Like, pretty much anything that you want to show is fire. There's a couple enemies where it's like, oh, poison is what kicks their ass, or there's one or two that I can think of where it's like, oh, you want electric for that. Oh, fucking hell. I did not expect him to turn around that far, although I probably should have, because he wouldn't have started an attack if he couldn't hit me with it. That's fine. Blood vials, blood vials, blood vials. Okay, and that's all of them. Oh, there's the crow. Buddy, I should probably do this. The nice thing also is, obviously you can, as you can maybe tell, you can, you can hit guys when they're already dead. And the reason that is because then that really allows you to to take a hit to finish the enemy off. You take the hit, and then you just wail on their corpse, so that you get your health back. I see you up there, Chloe. Get down. You two, get down. Yeah, whatever. I want to say that some enemies change as well with this. Also, as you may have noticed with that one, when you get hit, you can gain it back, but then if you get hit again, you lose some of what you could get back. Like, you can't go up as high. It's kind of like losing your max health, but, you know, obviously it's not. It's just like losing how much you get. I don't know. It makes sense when you play it and when you see it. And, like, as we progress, it'll continue to make sense. I gotta keep my eye out because there's a stupid pig down here. Oh, I see him. He's way down there. And I don't remember what exactly draws him out. It's not that it's necessarily a hard fight, it's just, you know, it's a big pig, so as you can imagine, he's going to charge. And as you can tell, he's in a very small corridor that he barely fits in. I'll see you down there, by the way. Go. Ow, what? You're not dead? Come here, give me a bunch of health back. Nope. Damn it. These guys don't actually do all that much. Like, they do a decent chunk of damage, but, like, it goes away pretty quickly. Like, how fast you can, like, when you can get your health back. Now, I want to say... Let me go with this. Are you done now? Forgot to check that. Alright, so now, here's the pig. Now, I want to say up this. Okay. Okay, he's coming. Come on. I know you're going to charge at some point. Be a friend. Be a pal. Charge me. Okay, I was actually a little worried there for a second that he might actually make it like... Although I guess I don't know what you would expect from a giant pig for an attack that close range. I mean, I guess I really just, whenever I see an enemy like this, I just always expect it to constantly be charging, just like in a super annoying way. He does blend in fairly well down the corridor, though. I'll give him that. Like, if you don't know he's there and you're not paying attention, I could very easily see somebody coming in here. Because if he starts his charge and he catches you with it and you have to fight him in that corridor, I mean, granted, as you saw, it's not like, oh, there is like the Saw Hunter badge. That unlocks stuff to buy at the, back at the store in the Hunter's Dream. What's over here? There's an NPC somewhere that I can talk to, but I don't remember. I don't know if I want to go up that ladder. Oh, it looks like I do. Because it's either up the ladder or down this hole, and I have a feeling that I don't want to go down that hole. Right? Probably not, right? Yeah, that should be good. I think I remember what's up here. We're almost through this area, I believe. I think I've got pretty much everything in it. Now, I think if this is the part that I think it is, it's pretty funny. Oh, well. Yeah. So when you first get here, there's like, if you come the other way, there's like a fuck ton of enemies. There you go. And he almost, and yeah, like that guy lights the boulder. I didn't think this guy actually hurt himself that much when he lights it, but apparently he lights the boulder and sends it down. So now this way here, I gotta be very careful because I don't want to activate the boss fight. So that is one issue that I have with this game where I try and like attack and then go to move. But I try fuck you. Like I try to do an attack and then be ready to move. But unfortunately all that does is make you turn around and attack. Damn it, this guy fucking. So there, you'll see that probably quite a bit, where like I will attempt to, where like I'll be in the middle of a combo and then all of a sudden my character will do like a 180 and smack nothing behind them, and then get usually hit for doing it, and that's because like I want to hit them and then move away, but you know I didn't wait quite long enough for the attack animation to start, and I think this is the boss. Okay, that is 100% the boss. So that is the second boss that we'll fight. And not on this character, actually, strangely enough. Well, maybe, because, well, no, because then I'd just have to do it again on my other character anyway, because I obviously haven't defeated that boss on them. Okay. So now if we go back this way, we should unlock that other shortcut. Yeah, here it is, which leads to that elevator that I, tried to call the in the last part. Those guys, is that where I came from? Was I down there? Oh yeah, because that's the ladder that's in front of where the pig was. All right, man, we might actually okay, so yeah, that leads up to there, which I do believe makes just, I don't know if I have to ride it or not. I'm going to ride it just to make sure that I know it's unlocked. But yeah, now that we've done that, we'll go back to the hunter. Oh, right, but I gotta get past those guys to do it. Is there a faster way to get... Oh, I mean, these guys don't fit through the door of the house. So I think I'll just... Well, although, actually, I don't even think I have to worry about that. As soon as this guy turns around, I can just go up the stairs that are to the left. Oh, he saw me. All right, well, I guess I'll deal with him then. Didn't quite work. There we go. Come here. Goodbye. Come on, give me the health. Thank you. Yeah, you go that way. I don't know if running makes you more detected in this or not. I'm not sure. Because like I said, the stealth in this, and well, in all Dark Souls game, is a little wonky because it's not actually stealth. But yeah, now that we've got... Okay, so we've cleared out both areas now. I don't think I missed anything in the sewers, but you never know. So now if we go into here and we... Actually, you know what? This here I would like to... Okay, so I'll use one of these. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what all of this does. So I guess I don't need it right now, but I'll still put it on there because I'll need it during... Although, once again, I'm not going to be fighting this character, so it doesn't matter. Alright. So now we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream. We should get everything we need. And be able to upgrade now that we have the insight. Yeah, the doll's up. And now these little dudes here, I think will give me the bell. Ring the beckoning bell. Right. So yeah, the beckoning bell, when you use that, it takes insight. Assume insight and ring the old hunter bell to cooperation. Old hunters? Okay, now I don't know. call other worlds for help. Silencing blank, yeah, so the silencing blank is just you use that to end your co-op session. Send away whoever came to help you. Consume insight to ring and call to old hunters for... Oh, but it's in this. So does that mean that it... Old hunter bell. Does that give me stuff to... extra stuff to buy? So I use all of these. And get as much as I can. Let's see, do I actually have... Yeah, so the number next to it actually isn't even... isn't even like how much I have. It's their grade. So like they have different grades. And it's I really don't like I do this with my other character as well. Because I don't see the point in saving them. Oh, actually, you know what? First things first, I want to go over here because I don't know what the hell that I don't remember that old hunter bell. Granted, without having looked at this beforehand, that doesn't really tell me what is new in here. Yharnam hunter, eh? That looks like kind of like the crap we have, right? Display, toggle stats. Yeah, I don't... Because, yeah, I think this is where you get most of the gears. You buy it. I'm not going to bother because I'd rather just upgrade my character with it. And obviously I won't be doing it on my other character because I've already bought all of the...
I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
Alright. Use blood
Very
echoes.
well.
Yes. To raise stats and level up. Alright.
Strength.
So we've got everything we need now to go and fight the bosses. So
Now shut
in the
your
next part
eyes.
we'll fight the one boss and then... Oh, shit. You know what? We'll fight the one boss. We'll fight both bosses in the next part. And the weird part is though, is that like since we've already cleared both areas, we have to get right to them. But we'll fight both bosses and we'll fight both bosses as this character. Can I really only upgrade once? Really? That's it? Oh no, okay, never mind. I understand now. I got it. Right hand weapon attack can go up quite a bit. Alright. Well, because it is a skill weapon, right? Like not... Yeah, because that doesn't raise... Yeah, that barely raises it at all. So I'll raise that a bit. My vitality should probably go up a little bit. Same with my endurance. You know, in all honesty... endurance and skill. There aren't too many things in this game that can one-shot you at your base vitality. They'll do more, like, pretty much, but they won't, like, one-shot you. So there we go. There's all my echoes gone.
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Farewell, good hunt.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, we'll fight both bosses with this character in the next part. And then I'll just go and clear the area. And, I don't think I can do these rune things yet. Right? Because I don't have any yet or something. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I have the item that required. And as you can see, Gehrman's not here right now. He's probably sleeping out somewhere. He likes to do that. But yeah, we'll fight them both with this. And then before next week, I'll catch up to where we are on this character with my other one. And then we'll continue with my other character. So that'll be it for this part. Maybe. We'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll switch characters after. And we'll just go for the thing. I won't make you watch me clear the aqueduct again, but we'll just go to the boss, because obviously my other character's already leveled up and powered up in that, so I don't need to worry too much about leveling up, at least not right away, so I can just go and kill him. And then, because odds are it won't take long enough for a video to kill both bosses unless I really, really suck. Or at least not to kill the cleric beast. So yeah, we'll end the part there. Thanks everybody for watching. And I will see you on Friday for the first boss. And maybe the second.